Alright, welcome back to another Art of War 3 replay. I'm your host, John Cena, and today we're going to be doing a 2v2 clan battle. I'm going to be the Green Confederate player. My ally Bullet 82 MK2 is going to be the Blue Confederate player. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got an exciting matchup here against two players from the IMBAS Pro clan. And we can see that the red player is getting a scout onto my base here with those coyotes. Bullet is going for a ground build. Looks like double assault vehicle factories for hammer production. Looks like yellow is pushing an early assault with some infantry and coyotes. I've got some heavier units to deal with those units though. And we can see that yellow is trying to secure control of the plateau here. We see two sniper towers and some infantry. So I'm actually going to go ahead and press an assault here. And we want to take out those sniper towers just so I can maintain control of the plateau. This side of the map, on this particular side, it's really important to have control of this top plateau. It gives you a nice tactical advantage over the other player. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this other sniper tower while continuing to press my assault against the yellow player. Bullet, meanwhile, is focused on doing base development, is still producing units. We can see that we're almost done cleaning up this sniper tower. We see that yellow is starting to panic and deploy more barracks to produce more units. So here comes some coyotes coming in for reinforcements. I'm not trying to press a full assault just yet though. I don't have enough ground troops to do so. We see a nice scout onto the red player. We see red's got some pretty good infrastructure overall. So right now I'm just producing combination of infantry, cyclones, and hammer tanks. We see that yellow is HQ3 at this time, and we can see I'm just continuing to produce units here. I'm trying to go for an HQ3 army before I make a push here. We can see that yellow is continuing to amass units. There's a lot of infantry in the mix there, and I need some anti-infantry in there, hence the fire assaults and the cyclones. I'm going to send another cyclone over. We're going to scout out that large resource container. I tell Bullet to move towards the container. Bullet's continuing to just produce ground troops. Here comes the red player. Red's got some Jaguar tanks and porcupines moving in to capture the resource container. We can see it's quite a bit of ground troops there from the red player. Red's got a gold attack boost going and just shredding Bullet's ground troops. Bullet's taking quite a few casualties trying to get to the container. I tell Bullet to retreat. That container is just not worth it. Red has really good tactical positioning, and Bullet is going to take a lot of casualties if he fully commits. So we can see that the resistance side over here, meanwhile, they are producing more units. Lots of infantry and coyotes in the mix. We see a porcupine, we see armadillos, and we can see that there's a lot of units to be dealt with here. My fire assaults are on the wrong side of the map. The fire assaults should be on the left-hand side, while the hammer's on the right-hand side. And we can see there's lots of infantry in the mix. I've got plenty of hammer tanks, though. Here comes the red player, though. Red's got Jaguar tanks with porcupines moving into the side of my base there. I was not prepared for this. And now Bullet is going to go ahead and try to reinforce me on the side there. Gold Common Defense Boost gets thrown on. I'm going to ask Bullet for help here. I cannot defend this on my own. I am under some heavy pressure here. There's quite a few ground troops that are pushing on multiple fronts here. I just don't have the firepower to fully finish off these vehicles. So I've got a torrent trying to fire onto those vehicles. Meanwhile, infantry and armadillos are streaming in from the yellow player. Bullet's coming in now. Here comes the reinforcements, and with the reinforcements we're going to be able to defend this nicely, but I have lost some factories due to that incursion. So we can see here that red is trying to continue to pressure Bullet. So we see some Jaguar tanks and a chameleon. Look at that. So we know that red is at least HQ4 at this time. So Bullet is going to flag the chameleon, so we know that there's some higher tier tech in play here. So Bullet's going to need to retreat and bring his ground troops back to defend. Meanwhile, I've got multiple torrents just firing onto the yellow player, just exerting that pressure. Yellow is starting to bring in some Dragonfly helicopters. So now Bullet's going to move his army into the chameleon fog. Meanwhile, I'm exerting pressure with my heavy artillery. I've got a couple Zeus tanks as well in the mix. Jaguar tanks are now moving in to try and dish out damage, but Bullet's got plenty of ground troops to deal with the Jaguar tanks. That Chameleon's moving back in to try and support the resistance troops. Meanwhile, on my end, I am fighting a really intense fight here. Yellow's continuing to just stream in tons of infantry. I've got the heavier firepower, but Yellow's got the spam advantage. Bullet is moving in. Bullet's got tons of fire assaults and hammer tanks in the mix here. And with that assault, Bullet is going to break the red player's defensive line. Meanwhile, Grenadier spam is starting to come in, and I am not able to quite deal with the Grenadier spam. Bullet's army here is doing a really nice job just starting to clean up some critical infrastructure for the red player. I am slowly being pushed back at the same time, so I tell Bullet that I'm going to defend against the yellow player while Bullet makes his push onto the red player. So now we've got a race against time. Bullet's now trying to finish off this red player, trying to take out those factories so that red is crippled. Meanwhile, Dragonflies are starting to move in. We got a few in the mix there. We see Grenadiers, Porcupines, very popular mix from resistance players. I've got Torrents, Zeus tanks, and fire assaults. Don't have anything to quite deal with the Dragonflies effectively. Bullet's just continuing to clean up that red player's base. I am just trying to buy as much time as possible. You can see that with my resources, I barely have enough resources to keep things going. So Red's pretty much out of the game at this point. They only have a factory and a couple administrative buildings. But I am slowly starting to run out of units here. It is really hard to maintain the defensive line here. Bullet, thankfully, is almost done cleaning up that red player's base. We see Grenadiers coming in, we see Armadillo, and I'm going to need to mix in some fire assaults to maybe buy myself some more time. So, at this point, it's essentially going to be a good game. Bullet has an entire ground army, and Yellow has not been able to break my defensive line. All these troops are trying to move in, but Yellow is not going to be able to finish me off in the nick of time, so Yellow is going to self-destruct. Alright, that's a good game. Hope you all enjoyed this battle. We will see you in the next one. Good luck with your battles.
Victory.